Good afternoon. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Welcome to another session of Lessons from My Mother. It has been a while because I've been traveling back from the UK back to Canada. Now I'm back home, as you can tell, and I've been a bit busy just getting back to life in general. So I took a day or two off from this, but now I'm back in full flow. Lessons from My Mother, number 9. Now, so far, you've seen my mother twice on my show, and I've been going on and on about the lessons that she's taught me, and this is lesson number 9, and I suppose there are around 80 odd lessons left to cover. So, um, you by this time, whoever has listened to either one or two videos of me talking about her already knows what she's like. So you can and you've seen her in my interviews, so you could also tell what she's like. So she's hardworking, she's focused, she's driven. She has taught us how to navigate the world. She's taught us how to um, focus and commit to tasks that you're supposed to do. Um, but she wasn't always present, hovering over our heads. We used to go to school, we used to go play, we used to have friends. So there were some smart tactics that she had employed at that to resolve that issue too. And I call it a tactic because it is a strategic decision to raise a child in a certain way. Um, and whoever tells you no, it's just an emotional decision is lying. Parenting is strategic as well as emotional. So one of the things that she used to say to us is become friends with the child who is the highest scoring student in the class. And if it's at a sports event, become friends with the child who runs the fastest or is the best cricketer or best football player. Every time in every avenue, become friends with the child who is the best debater. Because I'm a debater since I was 5, 6 years old. I've been debating and giving speeches. So every single time, the message was to go find friends who are best at what you are trying to do. Become friends with them and learn and improve by being in that company. Now, some people always say, when I tell them this, they say, no, we should become friends with people who are like our own spirit. We should get along with them. We should have a connection. We should vibe. All of that is fine. What's to say that you wouldn't vibe with someone who's driven or who's doing the things that you want to do? You never know. But also, the goal is never to be happy or complacently satisfied with who you are and where you've reached. You can be content, you can be thankful, you can be at peace. See, peace isn't stagnant. Nowhere in the world or in any doctrine or religion or theory does it say that peace is stagnant. Peace can be moving. You can move forward peacefully as well. You don't have to have desperation inside of you, although some people do. Although some people do have a vacuum, a hunger inside of them, which makes them go forward. More power to you. I can't counsel you on what is the best method of success. But you can also be peaceful inside and still drive forward. If somebody would argue with me that fire is not peaceful, I could have that argument with you. Fire is one of the most peaceful things I've seen. Fire can burn, fire can destroy, but fire can also power the locomotive and run the whole world as fire has always done. So I don't think peace and drive are mutually exclusive. I think you can have both. In this regard, looking for friends who match your vibe is not necessary. So if you're just into music and you don't want to work and you don't want to study, um, and you don't have direction in life and you don't want to do better, then you might find it easy to hang around with people who do the same and you share the same vibe. Well, good on you. But the lesson that we were taught, which has worked wonders all this time, is that look for the decide what you want to do, then look for the person who's doing it well. If I put this in business terminology, nobody has any issue with it. This terminology is that of the apprentice model, or mentors and apprentices. Find somebody who's done what you do, copy what they've done, do what they've done. That's it. That's the model. And people say, no, but no, but friends have to be different. Friends don't have to be this. And I always argue, why? Why do friends have to be different? Why does it have to be, well, no, that's my professional life and this is my personal life. I just have fun with my friends and relax. But in my professional life, I'm doing this. No, no, I don't. I don't recommend that. What's the point of living two lives? I think it's a split personality almost. I'm the same in the office, in the institute, in my business, with my friends, on holiday. I'm the same everywhere. My personality is not subject to my circumstances. Why should it be? Do you know what I mean? Does it make sense to you that, oh, at work I'm very driven, but at home I'm just chill? It doesn't make sense to me, because I'm a complete package wherever you take me. You put me on a stage in a political rally, I'll be this. You put me in a quiet room working on accounts, I'll be this. There's nothing that changes. My DNA is clear. So she would always say that. And I would say, that's ridiculous. I want to be friends with the guy who gives me free chocolate, because there was a student in my class who used to bring chocolates and he'd just give it to people if you'd hang out with him. He would bribe us. At that time, nobody knows. Um, and she said, no, 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 hang around with the child, because sooner rather than later, you'll start emulating those habits that have made that child successful. So you're going to call him up or her up and say, hey, let's go play. Let's do this. And the child will say, no, 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 I have to study. I'll talk to you at school tomorrow. I have to study. And your first response would be, what a boring individual. What a party pooper. What a useless friend. But if you keep sticking with that person, eventually you'll call them and say, hey, do you want to go play? And they'd say, no, I'm studying. And say, yeah, I was going to study too. Yeah, what are you studying? And they'd say, well, I'm studying this. And you say, oh, okay, I'll study that too. And slowly you start emulating those habits that are guaranteed to lead you to success. Why? Because they've led them to success and you're just emulating. That's what ended up happening every single time. I had friends who would help motivate me or make me do better in whatever task I'm doing. Even now, I'll give a few shout outs to a few friends that I have. Um, I'll start with one of the most recent ones. Reem. Reem Ganoom is my business partner. Reem Ganoom is my sister. I mean, not real sister, but sister in terms of social and emotional connections. Reem Ganoom is somebody who I champion and protect, and she does the same. And Reem is from Lebanon, and she studied. She's a valedictorian multiple times, and she's worked in hotel and hospitality management, and now she is in Montreal. Her and her husband live here. I'm close with. I'm really close with both of them. Um, Reem is a certified public speaker. She spreads the message. She inspires and motivates people all across the world. Um, and hopefully, she'll be giving a TED talk very soon. Um, when it came time to select business partners for Edulashin, Reem was one of the first people I called. I said, Reem, I need someone here. This is the goal. Are you interested? And she thought about it for like 5 seconds. She was like, yep, I'm in. And we've been business partners for almost a year now. We've been part of the McGill Incubator. We've been part of the Ashita Montreal Incubator. We've won multiple awards, as you can see on our LinkedIn's and Instagrams. Um, alignment, driven, hardworking, ambitious, extroverted, all of these things have worked for her. Then I have this other friend, Maria Rojas, also a winner of the Incubator Entrepreneurism Program. Maria is from Colombia. Maria lives in Montreal. around my age, energetic, full of life, great business person, into rock climbing, bouldering, and all these activities. And watching her do it made me want to do it. I said, "Hey, I saw a picture of you mountain climbing. What is that?" "Oh, I do it with my boyfriend." "I want to do it too." Motivation makes me want to do better. Then I have friends from McGill, Maya Olenek, Khadija Diallo, Colin Zuguchukwu. All these people are doing something well in this life. Maya is an ex basketball player. She was so good in her team. Maya is incredibly astute at studies. And I've seen Maya is one of those people who could take a Rubik's cube and just work it like this while she's having a chat with you. Maya is an incredible mind, and Khadija and Collins as well. I love both of them. Such good friends. My time at Oxford was saved by these two lovely Indian gentlemen, Hindol Sengupta and Aamir Pratap Singh. Both of them great academics, great writers, great authors, a great understanding of business. And I would say to them, because in Oxford I was like a energizer bunny. I would attend like 6 to 7 events every single day. Um, and I say to Hindol, "Hey, let's go to Oxford Union and do this." And Hindol said, "No. I need to go home and I need to study and I need to read this and that." And I'm like, Hindol, you're so old. And I just go. And by the sixth, seventh time, he said that to me. "No, Ali, I'm staying home." And I said, "Oh, so what are you studying?" And he'd say, "Oh, I'm studying this." And I say, "Do you know what? Maybe I should study that too. It's going to benefit my grades, isn't it? Oxford is not just the network. I still have to do my degree." And eventually I started balancing it out. And I would reach out to him and I'd say, "Hindul, I was studying this. Have you read that?" He'd say, "Yes." And then we'd discuss it. And A, my friendship with him developed, but B, my academic level at Oxford went up multi levels. The same is true of Aamir Pratap Singh. Aamir helped me write my thesis. Aamir helped me with my direction. I would call him up and say, "I don't know what to say about nuclear weapons. I don't know." And he'd say, "Well, why don't you read that book? Because I read that book when I was doing X, Y," and it just expands you. Then one of my closest friends from Oxford is this lovely gentleman called Ryan Liu. And now Ryan is an inspirational story. And if you go to California or to Connecticut, you're going to see it on billboards and posters and everywhere, because Ryan went to a community college. And from the community college, he went to Yale, which is one of the top universities in the world. From Yale, he came to Oxford to study as a master's in education. From Oxford, he applied to study law as a Juris Doctor, like JD. And he got into Harvard, Yale, maybe Columbia, and a couple of other great schools. He chose Yale, and he went back to do his law at Yale. And now he's sat the bar, and I hope he passes the bar, and I'm so proud of him. And he's gearing to work at a private firm. Then he's going to clerk with a judge in a few years and go through legal and political ambitions that he has. He's also worked at Michelle Obama's campaign. He's also worked closely with Hillary Clinton, with the DNC. Ryan is amazing, and we just became friends because I saw this fellow who was navigating public and social activity so well, and I said, I need to speak to this person. I love his energy, and just being around him. Anybody who knows Ryan can tell you this. Just being around him is going to lift you up and make you more extroverted and energized. Another really close friend of mine who does this is Mo Aziz. Mo is one of my oldest friends, because I've known Mo for 14 years closely, and I'm sorry I couldn't attend his wedding 2 years ago, but he's a brother to me, and we met in a university dormitory in Turkey where there were 12 people in a room, and we just became friends. And as I got to know him better, I wanted to distance myself from him in the beginning, and Mo knows this, because I thought, man, you just play guitar all day, you just smoke all day. I don't want to do all of this. And I tried to distance myself from him for a bit, and then I was going through a tough time. A few years into my degree, and I reached out to him and I said, "Man, I need someone to talk to." And I started talking to him, and he's such a wonderful listener. He told me, he meant, tell me everything, I'll absorb. And he absorbed everything I said because I was going through a difficult period of my life. In that time, I started noticing, my lord, this man is an intelligent genius. He's so smart. I didn't know that. He's so blasé and chilled out about how intelligent he is. He's at how old were we? I think we were 21, 21, 22. And Mo would say, "Hey man, Ollie, you know what Schopenhauer says about that? Oh, do you know what Nietzsche says about that?" And Foucault said, and I was like, "Who are these people? What are you talking about?" And at that age, he was so smart and well read, and I'm so proud of him because now he's happily married to a lovely friend of mine, Barbara, and he lives in Slovakia. And he runs two companies. One of them he founded, the other he's the CTO, and he's making wonderful money. And he's enjoying his time, and he's getting into music again, and he's really getting into art like he always was. And he's still reading, and he's still just as sharp, and probably one of the funniest people I know. One of the absolute funniest people I know. So I'm so proud of him. And then I had a roommate in Turkey whose name is Tansu Delan, and um, Tansu came 10th in the countrywide university exams in Turkey. Um, and Tansu was in my university. He became my roommate. We became friends then. I saw that this man works more than I work. I know a few people who are more hardworking than I am, and Tansu is definitely one of them. Um, and he would work and work and work all day. Then he'd go run in the gym, work out, then come back and work. And he had a strict regiment, and he had a lovely girlfriend even at the time. And then Tansu graduated with a 4.0 GPA, and from bachelor's he went straight for a PhD at Harvard, fully funded, I think. And he finished the Harvard PhD in 4 years. And after that, he joined MIT as a postdoctoral fellow and as a researcher. And then after that, I think he went to Caltech or somewhere. I haven't asked him. I'm just in touch with him. I haven't followed up. And his wife, Ajay, came fourth in the countrywide examination. Ajay did a medical degree and a PhD together. Um, and now they have a lovely daughter called Nehir. And I'm so proud of both of them. And being around them and being in their company and watching Tansu work. And as an architect, I would be watching him work and I'd say, you know what? Architectural design doesn't have to be done on the last day. It can be done throughout the day, throughout the month. So I'd start working like that. And I just ended up realizing that I've started managing my time so well. Couple of other friends that I have. Stacy Melding from school is. I just got back in touch with Stacy recently. She had the highest number of commendations in school, which is one of the reasons why I became friends with her. And so, I'm so glad that I got to see her a couple of weeks ago, and we just picked up our friendship like that. Another friend of mine who wasn't academically inclined, but he definitely has the brains to do all of that, is Neil Murphy, one of my oldest friends in the world. We've been friends for 19 years. No, sorry, 21 years with Neil. And he's one of the first people I befriended in England. Um, and Neil is like a knowledge central black box. He knows everything about everything. And he has opinions, and he's read things, and he's seen things, and he's a critical thinker. Um, and I think he's just an incredibly capable person. Then comes two of my closest friends. Ksenia Mogilevska is like a sister to me, like a brother to me, I say to Ksenia. I was the best man at her wedding, but I was the best man from her side. And Ksenia and I have been friends since 2009 or something. And she's an architect. We've done projects together. I've lived at her place. She's lived at my place. We're just so close. Every time I go to Turkey, I know that I have a house. I know that I have someone. And with Ksenia, I don't need to explain anything. I just tell her something, and she's like, "Yeah, that's why." And Ksenia is a hard, driving, intelligent, ambitious, driven person. One of the most driven people I've met. And she doesn't know how to give up. Ksenia, there were times I would say to Ksenia, I think it's time we should step back. She's like, no, I need to keep working. We need to keep doing this. So that's why I love her, and that's why she's so close to me. And my best friend is Balu Lango. Balu Lango has been my best friend for 18, 19 years, 19 years. And Balu is as ambitious as I am, although not in politics, in business. And Balu is he works for PwC, one of the biggest consulting firms in the world. And Balu is a manager, and he is involved. He's running some businesses. He's setting them up, and he owns multiple properties. And he has philanthropic goals about helping all of India and South India. There's so many things that he's doing, and there's the same with Balu as it is with Ksenia, or with Mo, or with so many other friends, or with Reem, for example. If I go to London, I know I have a place there. I can just go and sleep on Balu's couch. I know for a fact that I have that. Um, so I'm so proud. I'm so proud of what he's accomplished and what he's going to accomplish. And lastly, before I go, I can't believe I forgot him because he's the most recent. Joe Churampi um, is a Peruvian trumpeter who lives in Montreal, and he's a brother. He's my brother because Joe's been playing the trumpet for the last 21 years or so, and he's incredible at it. And he got accepted to Juilliard and McGill and all these places, and he went to McGill, and he's setting up his own musical album. Um, and Joe has helped me reduce weight, and Joe has helped me focus on food, and Joe has helped me with bring my voice down and strengthen it so much more. um, and he's just so incredibly driven. And he used to say to me when I started running a couple of years ago, and Joe was my roommate as well. I started running, and he said, just keep doing it every day, 15 minutes every day, and then expand it to 30 and 45. And I said, okay. And then one day it was raining, and I was forcing myself. I said, it's raining, but I'm still going to go. And I got up and I got out of the room, and he said, hey man, where you going? And I said, I'm going for a run. He said, yep, no days off, go do it. And I was like, yes. And I went and I ran. And Joe was there at my TED talk, and Joe was there when I presented my company, and he's just a brother to me. All these people, like I've named 9, 10 people, all these people are driven, ambitious, successful, intelligent people. Being in their company inspires me to be so much better. And I know I took a long detour in giving shout outs to my friend, but it's the truth. Being in their company has made me a better person. And that comes from this lesson that my mother gave us: befriend the best kids. Because since as early as childhood, I remember being in year 5, I became friends with Adam Zaman and Usman Rafi, two of my oldest friends, because they were toppers in class, and I was a topper in class. And similarly, every time, everywhere I've gone, whether it's the office, whether it's a sports event, whether it's a business society, whatever I'm doing, my friends are people who are doing the same thing as I am, and they're doing it better, and they inspire me to do better. So this lesson, I know I've gone on very long, but I mean it's my channel, so what? This lesson has to be communicated to children, rather than telling children that everything they do is okay. You're happy with whoever they are. You're fine with however they've turned up. Rather than focus on preventing their feelings from getting hurt, perhaps inspire them. See, the greatest remedy to pain um, is not comfort only. It's comfort and inspiration. It's motivation. Um, all pain is the same. It hurts. It's unpleasant. When you go to the gym, you don't need comfort after lifting or after working out. You need motivation to go again. You take comfort when you rest your muscles. Of course, I'm not arguing against that. What I'm saying is comfort alone isn't enough. So if your child is struggling in any part of life, or if you as an adult are suffering in any part of life, take comfort. Take comfort in all your friends, in your family, in your loved ones, but also find zones and sources of motivation and inspiration, like I have with my friends. the easiest way to do it is not through mentors, it's not through therapists or psychologists or people who don't know you but do it for a living. I don't trust mentors. Honestly, I don't. I have enough friends, thank God. I have my two lovely parents. I have three lovely brothers who are enough to mentor me, to guide me, and support me throughout my life. And none of them is afraid of telling me the truth. None of them sugarcoats anything because that's who I am. That's what I need. I need that direct truth that can destroy my self esteem because I will only be able to build it back up. So, if you are concerned about your children, or if you're thinking even about yourself, try to find motivation in friends around you. And if you can't, then maybe those are not the right friends for you. You need to find friends who can not only embrace you, but also elevate you. And I think that is the lesson that my mother taught me of befriending the best friends, because that's what I've been doing my whole life. And thanks to all the wonderful, wonderful people I've befriended, uh, I've succeeded at a lot of things in life. And I'm so proud of all of them. And thank you to everyone. Went on for very long, but thank you for whoever listened. Have a wonderful week, and I shall see you